Hey guys, or in this case today, maybe I should say greetings programs. I'm going to be unboxing the Tron Legacy Lego set. Now you might be asking yourself, why are you unboxing a Lego set for something that came out almost 8 years ago today? But it's because this is actually part of the Lego Ideas branch of Lego. Now what this is about 2 years ago, I believe these guys called Brick Brothers UK came up with a custom Lego set for Lego Ideas, which is where you submit your custom Legos to Lego, and if they like it and if it gets voted on, they turn it into an actual Lego set. Now because it's based off of a custom set, you'll notice some things are proprietary and unique to Tron Legacy, as I'll explain in a bit, and some things that look like they're reused from previous Lego sets, like this sword here and some other various things. But we'll find out once we actually get into this. So let's open it up. Alright, so we have some well-numbered bags. Looks like this has some of the pieces and the Lego men. This looks like it has the bulk of what appears to be the light cycles. And we have the instruction booklet. Now, this is a kind of a hefty booklet. It's kind of neat. It's got some info. Looks like these are maybe the guys that created it or created the official Lego set. Various info about the characters, since maybe it's a while since you've seen the movie. Okay, and here's the instructions. The manual shows that definitively container 1 or bag 1 has the characters and just the stand. And then, as I thought, 2 has the light cycles. So let's open up 1 first so we can get a peek at the little Lego men. These look like all the discs, the identity discs, and little translucent pieces and their helmets. These are all of the pieces for the base. Now we have the stand. And with the stand, even without the Legos, without the light cycles, you could have little battle scenes between characters because they include these little pucker pieces or whatever that the feet can fit onto. I don't know what the official term is for that shit. Now let's look at the actual characters themselves. Okay. Now first off, of course, we have Sam. Now Sam comes in kind of 2 face flavors. You notice his hair comes off here. He can be either serious business Sam, or, hey, I'm just jokey like my dad, you know, Sam Flynn. Let's keep him jokey for now. I think this is a more unique hairstyle. I don't think it's, like, unique to him, but I think the hairstyle that they give him is a little atypical of regular Lego men. This is actually a unique paint job, I believe. Like you see, it kind of reveals a little bit of the inner details here, this little speckle kind of design, which is cool, which is more accurate to the movie, so that's kind of neat. It's kind of a bummer how, this happens with printing sometimes, this doesn't totally line up neatly, so that's sort of a drag, but that's okay. It's got really nice detail overall though. Now one thing that's a little bit of a bummer is, see how awesome this looks? But of course all this is going to get obscured when you put the identity discs on. So what they do for that is they have this little clear piece here, and that facilitates adding the this little identity disc here, which by the way is also very nicely detailed. It's got a good print job. So it gets added on like that, and it looks cool, but notice now that you have so much extra stuff on there, all the cool detail of his back is just completely lost. This is kind of a byproduct, unfortunately, of this process here. That's okay. So overall, he's pretty cool. He does also come with a little helmet. Yeah, he looks a little derpy with the smiley face, but it's cute. It's Sam Flynn. Now for Quorra here, she does not have any extra. Oh, I'm wrong. Oh my god, I've never been so happy to be wrong ever. She has an angry face, which we will give her because I don't want to give her that little sweet sassy face right now. There we go, angry face. Yes. So she comes with 2 faces, which I totally assumed they were just going to give her 1 face, but I'm happy to be wrong. She also has, she has kind of a boobtacular design on her print, because if you notice, they do this little gray thing so it kind of shows her curves, even though she's a Lego person, so she shouldn't have any curves, but that's okay. Again, if I shine this in the light a little bit, you could see the extra kind of textured details that the Sam one also has, so that's cool. Looks like hers, I got lucky or something, and it looks like the lines line up better on this between the torso and the legs. She also has, oh, what's kind of cool, you see her little ISO mark on here. And she's got the light lines here. Same situation here with the clear piece. It unfortunately obscures all the great detail work behind her. Again, still retaining those curves, but yeah, there's a lot of really great details that get lost with the clear piece. So I wish there was some way that could be retained better. Now, one thing I am a little not that thrilled about is the sword that she's given. This is pretty clearly a Lego sword that was taken from a different set. Looks like a samurai, you know, like a katana, because this handle is nothing like what she has in the movie. In the movie, she almost has what looks like a vibro blade or a lightsaber or something, because this is all like lit up. I'm sure any of you guys out there that are looking for more screen accuracy could probably easily just get some acrylic paint or something like that and maybe just paint it the right color. And now let's talk about Rinzler. Now Rinzler, he has the, it's hard to get in here detailed, he also has the textured look, but it comes across a little bit more subtly. It's a bit more subtle, like you can see the speckles here, but it's not quite as clear of a distinction as with Sam or Quorra. I will say that they did a nice print job though, because you get a lot of his texture, I mean his details from the movie. From his suit that actually even in the movie itself you might not have noticed, so that's pretty cool. Even all the way down to his little feet, he's got all the light up orange pieces. He doesn't seem to have anything on the arms, which, if I'm being a stickler for details, I think he had like 1 or 2 orange lights on his arms in the movie, but they're not here. Somebody was telling me that I think this helmet is based off of an Iron Man Lego helmet, so that explains why it does kind of look like the shape of an Iron Man helmet, honestly, just with added paint details to make it look more like Rinzler's helmet. They are accurate with the fact that they have 2 discs. Now this one, they don't use the clear attachment, they use this black piece, which really obscures everything underneath. Here, I'll remove it, because normally he actually has quite a bit to see on his back here. But all that gets completely lost once you bring in this black piece. It completely obscures it. So, but here's the sad part for me, that I was hoping maybe they do something a little cheeky or interesting, but no, they just went really vanilla with it. Looking at Rinzler's face. Now, it's not, you know, it's pretty much what I expected. It's a general kind of somewhat angry Lego man face. Doesn't have any distinct features. Even Sam's kind of had more of like the cheek lines and stuff to make it feel more like Sam Flynn. This doesn't particularly scream Bruce Boxleitner to me. Not that, you know, they were trying to go for that. And obviously in the movie, Rinzler's face isn't actually shown, so you could always argue that, you know, maybe Disney wouldn't necessarily want them to show representation or whatever, but it's not there. I feel like we could do a bit more with this guy. Maybe we'll come back to this later. Okay, so now that we've gotten like the initial stuff out of the way and the base, it's time to move on to the real meat and potatoes of this kit, which is the light cycles, excuse my grammar. This will be a bit more time intensive, but we'll see. It might surprise me. There's a lot of pieces here, but the instruction manual seems pretty extensive, so let's try it out. Okay, now that took about, I'd say like 20 minutes or so, and mostly because I was fumbling around trying to find like the tinier pieces periodically, but not too bad. This was very helpful, as I think as is usual with LEGO sets. The instructions are all visual and they're very easy to follow. There's leftover pieces, which always makes me nervous, but maybe this is something that LEGO does on purpose. I'm hoping so, because I don't know if I didn't use all the pieces. I'm gonna check really quick. Okay, yeah, I checked both the light cycles. Everything's complete. I don't know why I have these extra pieces. I guess that's good just in case. So it's a nice display stand. If you're like me and sometimes you set these things up and then you never touch them again, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world with this particular display set, because it'll look good. There's some fun things here for people that like the playability of the set. As you can see here, you can move the light cycle, like the light lines, however you like, to indicate like, oh, they just did a turn or whatever. What's also cool is that the ways these are set up, and I'm not sure if they were when the Brick Brothers initially did it, the wheels can actually move. So kids can play with this, and you know, just like any other kind of toy car or whatever, motorcycle, and it's got functionality, which is very neat. These handlebars can move so that you can get a better adjustment with your character on top of them. And also, this is sort of fun, in the movie, these fins kind of like go out like this when they break. So the fin brakes actually are rotatable, which is kind of neat. I don't know if you can see it because everything's black, but here I'll do it from above like this. These actually rotate out. That's a nice little detail that they didn't really have to make functional, but you know, just so it makes it feel like it's from the movie even more. Quorra's unfortunately odd man out, because maybe that's why they gave her the sword, because she has no bike to ride on. It's not like they made the Light Runner, although that would be fucking awesome if that was the follow-up set to this, but somehow I doubt it. Now they have also this nice little element that's from the movie where, if you notice the design of the light cycle, the back kind of curves up to meet the character, so it kind of looks like they're fused together a little bit, which you can see from this, what looks to be like a custom piece maybe? I don't know if it's from like a previous LEGO set. Okay. You gotta fiddle a little bit to get them in place. It's not as effortless to get them in the seat as you might hope, but still, once it's in, it looks cool. Everything snaps into place, and you're ready for some gaming on the grid. Now, once again, makes me nervous, but for some reason, I just discovered a second fucking sword in my pack. So it gave me not only a bunch of extra pieces, but an entire extra sword. So I guess I should be thankful that I'm getting extra components. Like if I wanted Quorra to have a two-bladed fight with somebody, that might be cool, or maybe have Rinzler randomly take out a sword for no reason, but that's kind of odd to me. But as I was mentioning before, it's kind of a little bummer that that there's not a lot of detail or anything going on with Rinzler's face. Plus, they didn't even give him any hair the way they gave Quorra and Sam. So I have a couple extra Lego pieces from my other sets. So let's try to give Rinzler maybe a bit of a better makeover, shall we? I did a lot of searching, and probably the best one I could find is this one, where he looks a bit more intense. Works a little bit better for me than the Rinzler angry face, because he actually looks more serious. And I think already that looks a bit more angry, like I would expect Rinzler to look. Now, I have on hand two different brunette hairstyles from other characters. Now, if you remember what Tron looked like before he became Rinzler, he had something of like a little comb over. Now this one looks kind of like what he had, but it's a bit too neat of a part. There's this one that obviously looks a little cooler because it's like a messy hair part, like a side part. So let's try both of these and see which one looks better on poor little Rinzler. Now, that doesn't look terrible. It's maybe a bit neat, like too clean for him, but it's not bad. Let me try the other hair. I don't know, I'm a little torn here. I actually kind of think that both of these could work well for Rinzler, considering his serious business mode that you would imagine underneath his helmet. In some respects, this hair is a bit too, like, pokey, like, stick-outy. So maybe, I mean, you guys could tell me in the comments which hair you think looks better, but in some respects, I think that this look actually works better for our unmasked Rinzler. Yeah, that's not too shabby. I think I'll go with that when he's not wearing his mask. If you really wanted a Tron, you could try, if your hands are really steady, to paint the orange parts blue. I would say be super careful though, because obviously this is printed on, so it's super sleek. Any kind of paint you add, if you add too much, is going to be kind of bumpy and it's going to maybe not look super professional. But we can hope that now that this design exists at LEGO, if they wanted to expand on this particular line, they could always make a Tron utilizing the same design but just colored blue instead. Which is, I hope, maybe what they might add someday. I mean, who knows? What if they had an Uprising line or even an 82 Tron line? That'd be really cool too. To have a new set with one of the old light cycles would also be pretty cool, I think. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the set. I think it looks awesome. The functionality is great. The attention to detail is fun. And that you can see a lot of love in there that came from both the original custom design and even from the update that LEGO officially did on these models. I do feel like right now the kit is going for $34.99, I think, and $35 is a little pricey for just light cycles, and like it's not a set with like a, you know, more of the grid or something around. It's really just these components. But I guess there's a lot of unique parts in there and translucent pieces and stuff, so at least for me I can justify collecting these things just because I have a ton of Tron collectibles anyway. So if you're any kind of Tron fan like I am, you've probably been just waiting with bated breath for some kind of Tron toy to come along, and you practically buy anything that has that brand, since Disney has been sort of dropping the ball with that franchise as of late. So that is the Tron Legacy LEGO Ideas set that just came out this past week from LEGO, and I think if you're any kind of Tron fan, it's totally worth it. Thanks for watching.
End of line.